So, could you please tell me more about your show? What are the important factors for good approach, good health, and etc.?
Absolutely. So, the Wellness Driven Life Show is a show that hosts many different interviews from many different people across many different backgrounds. I like to say that
What advice you would give to the people who are juggling with the multiple responsibilities and not able to pursue their passion? Because nowadays people used to give up instead of fighting back. So, what advice do you have for those women who are in multiple roles?
is one of the key factors for being a really inspirational parent is to lead by example. Pure and simple as that, no matter what you're doing, because we can't always be there with our kids, but the Oh, hi. I am April Chavez. I am host of the Wellness Driven Life Show. And a little bit about me and my background is that I have lived with an autoimmune disorder for all of my life. I've had symptoms since birth. And at 15, I was diagnosed with systemic lupus. And so why does that make up a lot of who I am? Because it has really geared me towards doing what I do now. I've worn many hats. I have done a lot of things in background to include being a mother of three beautiful, healthy daughters, that which doctors said I could not have children. So I call them my miracle babies. And I have also gone into law enforcement in the past, and I've been a little in the corporate world and been a stay-at-home mom too. So I have lots of experience with different things, all leading up to being able to interview incredible people to share their stories from around the world.
Amazing. I think you yourself, your own life is a miracle. And then you have the beautiful daughters. It's a great thing. When
Thank
it's
you,
the
Priya.
doctors say that you can't have it. So I think you are the blessed child of the God.
Yes, yeah. Well, it really honestly had led me to further my search and my reach into wellness on trying to find out what are the things that I can be in control of outside of what I was being told by doctors or with traditional medicine, because not everything I heard was correct. I wasn't supposed to make it to C30, and I wasn't supposed to bear children. And when these things came to fruition, it definitely makes you think otherwise, right? And you start thinking bigger and want to learn more and take things into your own hands.
True. That's absolutely true. So, what inspired you to combine your experience in law enforcement with your passion for wellness and create the wellness driven life show?
Oh, what from law enforcement inspired me? A lot of things. So when you have your boots on the ground, so to speak, and you go into a profession like that, really wanting to help people. And so you go in with a passion and a drive of service. So I've had the service mentality stemming from the get-go. Also, I went into a male dominant field because I always wanted to shout out to the world, prove to myself and everybody else that my disease did not define me. And so I went into challenging positions in order to do that. I think also having so many near death experiences with the disease and other things in and of itself really made me a good fit for the position, not in a drastic sort of way, but in a way of I didn't necessarily fear death. I knew what that was like. I knew what it was about. So I didn't have a fear of going into the unknown or what was to be expected or unexpected in situations that you come into with the law enforcement field. So my training really served me well when I was able to keep a cooler head and be able to respond more appropriately. But what I found out, to answer your question a little more clear, is when I went to help people, they didn't always want to receive the help. And so I learned very quickly that even though you give people all of the resources that they could possibly need in order to get out of the situations that they were in, it didn't mean that they received it and they kind of went back into that cycle of violence, that cycle of victim mentality, because it was comfortable. And so the Wellness Driven Life Show was born in part because I wanted to be able to just push out information. And then those who are interested in receiving it and applying the tips and tricks, then they can do that for themselves in their own life in order to better themselves. So a lot of it was that.
Perfect. I have seen a lot of people in my life who face the challenges, struggle. They keep themselves happy and back out. Only few people are there who want to contribute to the society, who want to help other people. And I think that's how you started the Wellness Driven show.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I want to be able to shout out really the core message. I feel that's my biggest desire to share with others is that we are so much more powerful than you can imagine. The human body is this beautiful design along with the earth that we live on, and being able to understand that now with all of the science backed, and we live in such an incredible day and age to where we have the science to back these things, and we have the technology to be able to push out information around the globe, which is why shows like this and shows like mine really are so beneficial and so key to being able to share with others and empower them with more knowledge to be able to really control what they can, and that's themselves. And when we each take responsibility for ourselves, I believe that really is what is going to help us evolve as a species.
Yes, absolutely. So could you please tell me more about your show? What are the important factors for a good approach, good health, and etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Wellness Driven Life Show is a show that hosts many different interviews from many different people across many different backgrounds. I like to say that wellness is under this massive umbrella. There are so many things that contribute to our overall well-being. And so through sharing stories and other people's backgrounds and knowledge, the different cultural backgrounds is important to me, because when we are able to spread a message globally, not everybody is going to be able to relate to just me or just someone else that may be near me or living within the same cultural standards. So the fact that we are able to interview people from all over, it really is able to stretch a message and really hit people the way that it should. So if my message doesn't resonate with you, then somebody that I have on the shows will. And so the stories are just so powerful because of that.
Amazing. So you are a not wonderful, wonderful and beautiful mother, obviously. You are a wonderful and beautiful mother. You are the talk show host. You are a survivor. So what advice you would give to the people who are juggling with the multiple responsibilities and not able to pursue their passion? Because nowadays people used to give up instead of fighting back. So what advice do you have for those women who are in multiple roles?
Well, I have to say, I didn't step into my passion or find it until my children they're more grown now. They're able to take care of themselves. So the responsibilities of motherhood are not there as highly as they were previously. But I have worked 2 jobs and being a single mother of 3 and taking care of my sickly grandmother. So I have done many, many things. And what I would say is one of the key factors for being a really inspirational parent is to lead by example. Pure and simple as that, no matter what you're doing, because we can't always be there with our kids, but the times and the moments that we do have with them, they're precious. And lead by example, show them give them the tools that they need, or they can benefit them for their own success. And the biggest thing that I had to learn as a parent was to really let go of that control factor, because you want to protect your children so much. There's very thin line there, right? Where you're grasping on and you have too much control and it doesn't benefit them, because the truth is we're all on our own journeys, including our children. And so by being the best example and giving them tools to be their best selves and make their own choices, because they will, then that's the best advice that I have.
Perfect. So my one question which just arises in my mind, what motivates you? Like you have a lot of reasons to give up. Doctors give up.
Mm.
You're a single parent. You are taking the care of your sick grandmother. Like you have a lot of reasons to give up. What makes you motivate?
That's a great question. And, one of the things for us to really have a pleasant life, a happy life, is finding that one reason that we want to wake up in the morning to, right? And so it's the passion, it's the purpose, but really I think that what motivates me is progress. And so as long as I'm continuing to make progress in my life, no matter what it is, I feel motivated. If I'm making progress towards something, I want to get up and continue to do it because of that. So I hope that makes sense. And, it truly is progress that is the number one motivator.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So April, that's all from my side. I think this podcast was very inspiring, and it is the reason for each one of us why to wake up in the morning, why to stay motivated, and why not give attention to the negative vibes instead of having the positive, because the big smile on your face says everything. So, in the last, do you have any lessons for the audience or anything?
Oh my gosh. Priya, one of my most recent discoveries, which is one of my favorites, and I'm shouting it from the rooftops, is to get grounded. And what I mean by that, because it has a lot of meanings nowadays in societies. I'm not talking about get grounded and get, well within yourself, although you should do that too. But I mean, connect with the earth, because the earth's energy is the healing energy that we all need. And so get your shoes off, put your feet on the ground, spend 20 to 30 minutes and just connect with the earth. And that is my message.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Bye bye.